It's 8 a.m. and you've just sat down to work. You've got a ton of assignments, tests to study for, and practice questions to solve. But before that, you completely forget that you haven't texted back your friend. So you pick up your phone, open Instagram, and text him back. But then, you see this beautiful Reels tab just staring at you. So without a second thought, you click on it and start watching. You promise yourself that you only watch it for 5 minutes, but quickly those 5 minutes turn into 10 minutes, then 20, and then 45. Your brain fills up with guilt and frustration, and you decide that you need another break before you can get started. Now, this is the modern struggle. Everything that we do requires one single thing: our attention. And at that time, everything is competing for our attention. Back in 2004, researchers at UC Irvine sat in their offices with stopwatches and timed how long people would stay focused before eventually switching tabs or getting distracted. In 2004, it was 2.5 minutes. They ran it again in 2012. This time, it was 75 seconds. They ran it again recently, and lo and behold, it was just 47 seconds. You see, we live in a world with constant distractions, and that's why having focus in this day and age is probably the most beneficial thing that you can have. Okay, but the question is, why does this happen? And the answer is relatively simple, because think of it like this. Your ability to focus is just fine. If I right now put you in a cinema watching the new Christopher Nolan movie, you'd be completely fine. And the reason is you're gonna focus perfectly fine if it's something that you enjoy doing. What's actually broken is your tolerance for the boring part. So your dopamine system is completely broken. That's why every time you have to do something boring, like studying or like doing work, you immediately start to get distracted. But that doesn't occur when, let's say, you're watching a movie or playing video games. It is just the lack of control you have over your dopamine. The research I was talking about back in UC Irvine, no one interrupted those people who got distracted. No notification, no email, no boss. They ended up interrupting themselves out of pure restlessness. So when you're doing something boring for a long period of time, you just start to get tired of it and you want to do something else that's more stimulating for your brain. And the first thing in this day and age is this thing. Like, as soon as you don't want to work anymore, you pick this up and you start scrolling and your time just goes away. Your problem is never the phone, it's what your phone trained you to become. It's the way that your phone ended up hijacking your dopamine system, which led you to barely be able to focus on the things that actually matter, the boring things, and instead focus more on stuff like scrolling, which is highly dopamine rewarding, even though you've done nothing. So, putting the scary part aside, how can we exactly fix this? Step number 1 is progressive overload. Anyone who goes to the gym should know this term, progressive overload, which basically means you're able to increase the weight that you're lifting in the gym over a certain period of time, indicating that you're actually growing your muscles. Now, how does this apply in this situation? Let's say you're doing something boring. In fact, put yourself in my situation. I hate writing scripts. It's one of the most boring parts of recording videos. Like, you have to sit on your computer, type, and for a long time figure out the correct hooks and whatnot, right? Put yourself in my shoes. That is a boring activity. But even though it is boring, I have to do it. And if I just end up picking up my phone every time I find that stuff boring, how on earth am I meant to recover my focus? Or if I'm doing some sort of studying and immediately I get distracted, or like I'll have the urge to pick up my phone and I immediately do pick up my phone, how am I ever going to improve? Another way of looking at it is in like the gym perspective, is like trying to build an Arnold physique or Sam Sulek physique while trying to lift 5-pound dumbbells. If you don't resist the thing that's actually happening, how do you ever expect to improve? You strip out every boring, unrewarded moment and then you wonder why your focus has no capacity. You need reps of volume difficulty. So what I mean by this is 20 minutes a day perhaps that genuinely makes your brain hurt, whether that's reading a book, whether that's meditating, whether meditation is probably one of the best ways to recover your focus, or doing something boring that doesn't require high stimulus. Drawing, writing, journaling, whatever it is, something that is boring and that will genuinely make your brain hurt is the best way to recover your focus, by forcing your brain to do something that it doesn't want to do and locking this thing away, like genuinely throwing it away. And this is exactly where I use today's sponsor, Brilliant, to help me. Whenever I'm sitting in lecture halls, it's so easy for me to lose focus because the professor is focused on like 200 students and I can't get my doubts answered individually. But that's the thing Brilliant fixes. They've just launched a new tutor called Koji that literally works with you one-on-one. It's on your screen with you, sees what you're working on, draws diagrams, asks you questions, and adapts to actually how you think. And whenever you're struggling, it doesn't immediately give you the answer. Instead, it guides you to the solution. And Brilliant isn't just some random app. It's built by people from MIT, Harvard, Stanford, and it covers everything from the basics to all the way to uni level calculus, plus a full coding track. I won't lie, the coding part is what sold me because being an electrical engineer, I'm coding all the time. So Brilliant's coding track is literally perfect for how the industry thinks, and it's not just memorizing syntax, it explains every single bit to you. And the best part is, whenever your schedule is packed, it fits around it, whether that's on the train when you're commuting to school or between lectures. You don't have to schedule, no booking a tutor, it's there for you every single day. So if you're heading into anything remotely technical, especially engineering, click the link below right now or scan the QR code to get started with Brilliant's tutor for free. You can also save 20% off the annual plan by using my link in the description below. Now back to the video. Step number 2. Stop relying on willpower. Your environment matters more than you think. There's a paper from 2012 called Everyday Temptations, an experience sampling study of desire, conflict, and self-control, which basically ended up tracking people's temptations in real time. People who had high trait self-control didn't resist the temptation better. They just experienced less of it. And what this means is that they structured their lives in a way that the temptation would never reach them in the first place. Now, before I tell you how you can actually achieve that, you have to understand one thing. Every time you sit down to study, work, whatever it is, and your phone is right beside you, and you just simply think about picking up your phone, or you're trying to battle with your mind about picking up your phone, you're losing something. It's not a real term, but you're losing mental energy every time you have to fight with yourself just to pick up your phone. Like, you're putting strain on your brain, and you're shifting away your focus from being 100% to that to being like 80 to 20% on this. So not having your phone there will benefit you more than having your phone there and try to resist it every time. Once you get past the first step, which is resisting it, then you won't need your phone to be there in the first place. People who study better and get better grades don't exactly continuously fight with their phone that I'm not going to pick you up, I'm going to pick you up, whatever, right? They just don't keep their phone next to them so that they don't get distracted. If that makes sense, it's such a simple fix that once you do, you're going to actually realize. And I'm not just talking about your phone. Having a messy desk or having clutter on your desk is just another way of getting distracted so easily. Like, imagine like your desk is full of papers, books, pencils, whatever, and then imagine yourself working in where it's just your monitor, keyboard, and book. Like, so much of a difference, because you don't have that mental strain going there, or like focusing on different stuff. You can focus 100% on the work that you're doing. And this trick isn't exclusively limited to just working or studying. It can be applied to literally everything. Let's say you're trying to lose weight and you're on a calorie deficit and you struggle with snacking. The best way to avoid snacking in the first place is by not having snacks in your cupboard. It's such a simple fix. If you're struggling with something, make the access to whatever it is harder so that you're less likely to do it. It's so simple. It is so simple. If you're struggling with your phone, keep it in another room so that you have that barrier between yourself when you're working, and because your phone is in the room, you have to get up and get it. Or if you're struggling with snacking and losing weight, don't keep junk food in the house. It's a simple fix, but trust me, it will reward you immensely. Step number 3, you can't outfocus a broken body. Here's a hypothetical scenario for you. Let's say you're chasing 225 in the gym and you're finally there, and the night before you're about to, hit your PR, you get 4 hours of sleep. Do you really think you're actually going to be able to lift that 225, granting you don't take pre-workout or anything else? You're going to be so fatigued that you have like less than a 5% chance of actually being able to lift that. Even though on a good day where you got 8 hours of sleep, you're well rested, you probably would be able to lift it. But if you're not getting your sleep, you're not letting your body recover, how do you expect to lift that 225? And the same exact concept applies here as well. You've just gotten 3-4 hours of sleep and you're trying to lock in for 3 hours straight without getting distracted, without getting tired. It's not physically possible. If you want to be able to pull off good study sessions, lock in properly, like 4 or 5 hours, however many hours you want to work, you need to be well rested for that. You need to be energized for that. And the only way you're going to be able to give your body, your brain, everything a break is if you go and get a good night's rest. Simple fix. Again, just go to sleep early and wake up early. It is such a simple thing, but it will, again, reward you immensely. And if you still don't believe me, let me provide you with a study. There's a research from 2010 called a meta-analysis of the impact of short-term sleep deprivation. And it basically shows that the single most damaged cognitive function that you get from not being able to complete your sleep is sustained attention. What does this mean? It basically means when you're tired and you're not on a good night's rest, the first thing that gives out is your focus, is your attention. Not let's say your memory, not anything else. Your focus and attention goes first. So if you think your performance when you're on 8 hours of sleep versus when you're on 4 hours of sleep is going to be the exact same, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news here, but it's not possible scientifically. If you want to improve your focus, if you want to improve your body, if you want to improve everything, sleep is the number one place to start. Like, because you're caring for your body's needs. Your body is requires sleep more than anything. It is when your body ends up recharging. It's when your body like it is able to fix itself, go through basically a reset. And if you're not granting it the opportunity to do that, you're basically taking away from your peak performance, which I'm not sure that why would you want to do that. I've been okay. I'll come clean. I've been not getting my sleep as well because of the World Cup. But now the World Cup's over, I'm gonna be going to bed at 10 p.m. Hopefully trying and waking up as early as I possibly can, getting my 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night. So I wish that you guys understand that as well and are able to get similar sleep. Train the effort, kill the fight before it starts, and fix your body. That's it. You don't need anything else, and there's no app for this. There's no app for this. There's no course for this. There's nothing. It's all purely up to you with some simple fixes. That's it. Now, because attention is the most honest thing about you, it's not what you say you love, it's where your mind goes when nothing is forcing it anymore. So be careful when you're training it what you want. If this video helped you understand how our brain works, how our focus works, how phones are destroying our attention, I would greatly appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel right over here and check out 2 of these videos. One of them is about how you can make money as a student, and the other one is a direct comparison between A levels and university life basically. And if you're interested in university content, again, subscribe to the channel here. I'll see you with another video very soon. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.